In order to create the volcano landscape, I use Gaea to combine different displacement map and layer mask together. I first to use the crater and mountain node to create a basic shape for the volcano and use erosion modifier to add more detail onto that. And I also combine another rocky layer to add more detail, like small rocks onto the surface. And then I use a layer mask called rivers to export the mask of river onto the surface. Then I use slope mask to define the sloping area of the volcano, and soil mask to define the area of soil, and flow mask to define some places where erosion happen, and then combine them together to add it to the exported node RGB mix, and use red, green, blue channel and to export both of the displacement and mask map. Then I import the landscape into Unreal Engine and use the layer mask to create our landscape material. I use 4 basic layers to combine this texture and together with their normal maps. And I change it to material parameter, which I can edit it in the material instance, which is quite convenient. And after that, I also define the area of lava and add an emission color onto the surface. After that, I will demonstrate the process of PCG generation in my project. I use spline data sampler to sample the interior of the spline and project it onto the surface of landscape. And then I use transform points and density filter to choose the outer side of the points. And I also use the transform points to add a little bit random, and I define where is the main trees, and I use static mesh spawner to spawn the tree, and I also define where is around the trees, and I actually use create points grid a lot to generate a lot of sampler points around the trees. And I also use distance to define where should be preserved and where should be extracted. And I also generate some low plants and some dead branches and roots and some mushrooms which can only grow in the shade. And I also use static mesh spawner to generate everything. And I also define some grouped small trees around the big tree, and I use projection to distribute onto the landscape. And I also use Embergen to generate some astonished visual effects for the volcano. I use Embergen's node editor to edit some bottom fire and bottom smoke together with some upper layer light smoke and gray smoke. What's more, I create a gold phoenix together with some glowing embers to flying around the volcano, and I also create a portal to let us reach to different places on the map, which add more fun to our journey.